Guys, this is episode 1 of the Front to Back podcast.
Incorrect.
Wait, what's
Are we seriously doing with that name? Is that the name we're going with?
what's
I'm really glad that you read. You know, he's really in tune with what's happening right now.
did we decide we were gonna name something else? What are we gonna name?
Yeah, Loot Cave.
What
The Cave podcast.
It's kind of boring. I kind of prefer the front to back now.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Luke
How
Cage.
am I ever supposed to explain to people that I'm on a podcast called Front to Back?
Well, they won't know.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna ask. What do I say? Do I? Yeah, it's.
You just say,
we like to
wait.
be thorough about the stuff we front to back. We read the paper.
Yes.
You
yes,
just say
do.
like,
Easy.
yeah, you get all the details in between. You cover
Efficiency.
subject front to back, you know?
Yes.
Right?
Not
There you
beginning
go.
to end, front to back.
There we go.
All right. Well, whatever we're gonna call this thing, we'll figure it out at some point. I personally think Luke Cave is a little too tame, and just anyone could have come up with that name. No one else out
No.
there is gonna say front to back.
I don't disagree with you, but you did get the list of the names, by the way. You did.
I don't remember
So-
seeing this
Mhm.
list.
Okay,
Say,
well, it
Blade
can be called
finally
whatever
has
you want.
light. That's crazy. It is not dark in her room anymore.
It's never been dark. My camera was just fucked up.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you get that fixed? Was it the settings?
Yeah, it was, Luke,
All right, moving
as
on.
usual.
All right. Well, we're gonna start things off today with, I guess, Destiny news. Guys, how we feeling this week? We just came off the debate last week. Liv somehow won, which still blows my mind.
Okay, let's be nice.
But
We're moved on. We're adults.
but regardless, we're finishing up the second week of Solstice, and so I think everyone's kind of getting over their tier 5 for the first time highs. How are we feeling going into this? Because we still got how many weeks left till Ash and I are 3?
3 weeks.
3.
Weeks.
Only 3, huh?
Yeah.
So you gotta get on it, man. You gotta get that 400 grind.
That's
Les, I'm so close. I
pace
stayed
is
up.
kinda good.
I stayed up till 3 a.m. 3 nights this week out of 4.
It's not healthy.
I'm power grinding. I'm getting there. I'm not burnt out yet, but that's because I've done so much else in between. I feel like whenever I get bored with power grinding, I just switch to something that's actually fun. And then the power grind never feels too bad. But I mean, I'm only like 320. I was 260 a few days ago.
Right.
So I could imagine getting to 400 by the end of it, I'll just be burnt out. And after Solstice ends, like things will feel so much less rewarding that I think my goal is to get to 400 before Tuesday so that I don't have to worry about post Solstice power grinding.
Yeah. What do you think, Luke? How you feeling right now with Edge of Fate and everything?
well. Someone mentioned to me. I don't know if this is true or not, but am I supposed to be getting 200 armor at the end of the campaign?
If you did legendary.
Legendary? No, you don't get the
Yeah.
armor. You get like
Oh.
big boost
Actually-
between the missions.
Actually, this is the crazy thing. So you get, if you do the legendary campaign, you should be leveled up enough or close enough to 200. But if you buy the campaign skip, you automatically get level 200 armor.
That's right.
Because
Ain't
the way
that
it worked,
something?
Yeah.
yeah, because the
That's
way it
not-
worked is that
Ah,
Bungie
my
said
bad.
that you needed to be 100 for contest mode is what you needed. So if you just did legendary campaign, opened all
Gotcha.
the chests and did all the missions, you'll be like around 130, 150. If you took your time with it, you probably get to 200. But yeah, the like Cross just said, the skip is what gets you
The skip will get it.
200 armor.
It's guaranteed
Yeah, it'll be
200.
Gotcha.
You drop 2,000 silver. And look, I could talk about that all day long. I don't want to get too carried away with that.
Yeah, we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
Dude, sometimes I wonder, does Bungie make the campaign in a way so that we will buy the skips?
100%.
I think they might. I think they
so.
might. I think it would have been. They probably made so much money, more money this year, considering the raid race was only 3 days after expansion launch. If someone had 10 days, I feel like even if you didn't like the campaign, you could get through it a couple times in 14 days, 10 days, whatever the usual prep period is. But 3 days, people are buying it. Les bought it. I bought it.
I bought it for
You
both
have to
characters.
have you have to have characters ready for the contest weekend. So maybe that's part of the plan.
Yeah. I will say, man, the Solstice update, I think, saved this whole 3-month period, in my opinion.
Agreed.
The tier 5s that are reigning, it needed to happen. If this was not the case and we were only limited to tier 4s, I feel like it'd be a riot right now with this game. The fact that we're getting so many tier 5s and people that are at 300 are also getting tier 5s and they're getting holofulls. I think are holofulls guaranteed tier 5s? Do we know if that's the case? Or
No. I have a bunch
power
of
boost, so it goes up like 2 as compared.
Gotcha. But like, man, like the tier 5 really helped the outlook on this expansion and like this whole time period until Ash and Iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of holofoil that aren't tier 5, so they can drop at any tier. But
and it makes you jump from like different activities. Like that's my biggest thing with this portal is that you don't really jump from activity to activity, but now you go online and you're like, what's the Solstice thing, Graham? How are we looking? What are we supposed to be grinding? Like I did comp yesterday, like a ton with Vince, just because it was a Solstice engram and I could farm the hand cannon. I would do Pinnacle Ops as well when it's like a really good one and also has been retrograde or has something that I need. I'll go do that activity. If they can get that right, where people are jumping from activity to activity, it's a success.
Well,
what do you guys think?
I think Solstice has done a good job. People got a taste of some high tier loads, and I think Poltas even put out an article this week. Like the numbers, by no means were fantastic from the day one of the expansion, but there's like a base starting to form here, you know, where it's like Bungie's starting to kind of like recapture a core fan base, which is good. But here's the thing, man, is it all comes with momentum. So this reminds me of a year ago whenever Bungie did people think of Into the Light as being the thing that started things, but it was actually Guardian games. You remember that, Les? We had Guardian games that came, everyone got the skimmer, and then all of a sudden things just started clicking for people. People were like, wait, this game is actually kind of fun to just play. And then it went from Guardian games to Into the Light to Pantheon, and then that was the ramp into Final Shape. Granted, I don't think we're going to get that right now, but it'd be nice if Bungie could capitalize on the momentum because Ash and Iron is bringing us back to the Plaguelands, and we're also going to be getting something they said is a new game type we've never experienced before, whatever that means.
I think that Into the Light Pantheon period was the best period Bungie's experienced because it was them, instead of doing a giant content launch that includes things that people don't go back to, like destinations and campaigns. They put their resources toward replayability and then saw a base come immediately. I do think in the debate last week, I talked about how the numbers are bad. Player counts low, especially compared to Final Shape. But if we're talking about the percentage of the base that decided to play Edge of Fate on launch day that's still around today, it's much higher than a month out after Final Shape. So we've got like 60% of people that played on Edge of Fate launch are still playing today, which says something about Bungie, like you said, building that base. But I think if it doesn't come with momentum, like if the Plaguelands doesn't hit, or there isn't some sort of activity that's super replayable, or the Epic Raid is a fail, they could lose some of that momentum that I think that they might be trying to build going into Renegades.
Yeah. I want to bring a question to you guys. Talking about momentum with Into the Light, into Final Shape, do you guys think Solstice being 3 weeks and starting next week until Ash and Iron came out would have been better?
No.
So like you'll start next week and then all the way to Ash and Iron, you'll just
I get where you're coming
and then you'll get Ash and Iron, like to keep the momentum going. Because now we're gonna have a 3-week period of like we can't get to your 5s now. What do we do?
Well, we had Arms Week before, right?
Yeah, we had Arms Week.
Like there are little things in between.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, Les,
these 2 weeks?
but I feel like Solstice had to drop when it dropped. You know what I mean? Like
you're right on that.
Everybody was feeling fatigued, especially like the leveling and stuff like that. So I feel like it just had to drop. And keep in mind, I think Bungie did this purposely because what's around the corner, baby? Destiny Rising.
Yeah.
They want us to go look at the mobile. And look, I guess I'm going to play it. I don't know. I mean, Les, are you playing it at launch? Live?
Yeah,
Luke?
I'll be playing it. I'll be streaming it too, actually, too.
Okay.
Nice.
Can we do BlueStacks or is that not allowed?
No, it's allowed.
Or is there going to be?
It's allowed.
Okay.
You can do BlueStacks or whatever the best simulators are. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not crazy about mobile games at all, but
I'm not either. I don't really have an interest. I want to try it just because of the Destiny name, but do we really think that Bungie wants a base to form for that game, because that would just take player count away from them.
I don't know what's the deal. Like I have no idea. I do know that everything. Do you know they got fishing in the game? They got fishing.
Yeah.
They got Sparrow Racing League. Yeah. They've got some reworked Gambit modes. They got
like your own clan house and you got decorations and stuff. You guys see that? There's like little guardian, like what's it called? Like bobbleheads in there. I was like, what the heck? This is everything an MMO has.
They've been watching Cross's request for years, and they're like, yeah, sure. Clan housing, got it. Raids.
Exactly.
I mean, we already know they can like take like your guardian model and put it in the Salvation's like edge raid. Like imagine you could put that as a permanent, like, here's my like best looking drip in my clan house. Like
right. So like Warframe does that too. And they're in their 1999 area, you can like put your armor stuff. But I think the first month of Destiny Rising is gonna be a grind, and then it's gonna turn into like Genshin, where like you'll occasionally play, and I think that's where they want the sweet spot. I guess
do your weeklies.
You do your weeklies, you do your dailies, you maybe get some new stuff, you run the raid that's in the game, and then you go back to Destiny. They're giving us this this kind of like period here to just grind Destiny Rising until Ash and Iron, and then probably it'll be like a daily, weekly thing, just like other gacha games. Because the first initial like month, there's so much to do. Like Genshin, you had so much grinding to do, but once you finish everything, it just becomes a daily thing. You get on for like 25 minutes to your dailies, and then you move on to another game.
Look, someone just said how many doors does a room require?
3 apparently.
Three.
Hold on. Where's my finger? Hold on. That right there is the closet. That right there is the bathroom, and that leads outside. So there's.
It makes sense.
We're moving soon.
Damn, so when you're
like,
picking clothes and you just took a shit, it's gonna stink in your closet when you're picking out clothes.
Gosh. No, it's a larger bath. It goes like it's a shared bathroom.
Okay.
Hallway. So like.
Gotcha.
You got to turn a vent on, man. What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know what he's got in the bathroom. I don't know if he's got a vent in there. Could be claustrophobic in there. You know,
seems like he would turn on a vent. All right.
Luke does. All right. Next topic. Speaking of still the topic of Destiny, the new anti-cheat that they tweeted about last week, they said new cheat detections are being rolled out today for Destiny 2. Once in place, a ban wave will be issued to players found cheating in PvE and PvP. And it was completed on the 12th, so 3 days ago.
It sucks ass.
Do we think there's any hope that this continues to be reiterated on? Have we seen any difference in the game?
I played a cheater yesterday.
Yeah. Let me pull up this clip. Let me pull up this clip right now.
Pull it up.
Let's see. Where's this thing at?
I literally played a cheater yesterday too. That's so sad.
Nighthawk tagged, or he didn't even tag me. But he put up this clip on Twitter. Look at this. And look, I ran into this guy too.
Is this the one?
This is me, man. Or that's not me, but it's a guy with my name.
Hold up, what?
Whoa.
Guy with my name. So this is what I'm talking about. This is how good the anti-cheat is now. Now and then he crashed this game. But the thing is the day after Bungie announced that, I too match the dude with my name. So and he was using cheats. So obvious. I don't know. It's like point proven, I suppose, is that anti-cheats suck ass. I mean, and look, this is a problem across the board. I have no like tech know-how on this. Les, you know anything on this front? Anti-cheats and all that jazz?
Not really, no. I was never good at coding. So I wouldn't know how to make all that stuff.
All I'm getting from this is that Bungie has whitelisted your name just in case there ever was
cheating taking place. Well, I'm actually
cheaters are taking advantage of it.
Watch me get banned accidentally or something like that.
No,
you know?
Your name's safe. It seems like that's how he's got away with it.
I gotta wonder, man.
It's kind of crazy though. He's just rocking in there with like, I'm gonna name myself like that draws more attention, I would think.
They're proving a point. Yeah. They're proving a point. I think you know what I mean. So
I wonder if AI is creating cheat engines and stuff.
We need AI to counter it.
With AI being so where it's at right now and growing, I wouldn't be surprised if these companies are using AI to create cheats for games, and that's why there's so many.
And then it's almost like the companies releasing anti-cheats or deploying them can't keep up with the iterations of cheats that are being sold. I think you know, the biggest headline for the last week that references this is the fact that Battlefield, just context for everyone who wasn't keeping up, Battlefield 6's beta dropped last weekend, continues this weekend, but it passed up Call of Duty's all-time peak for concurrent players. There were 521,000 people playing at the same time. And over the weekend, 330,000 cheaters were caught by EA's anti-cheat. But the game was apparently still rampant with cheaters, despite the fact that hundreds of thousands of them were caught. So I guess it just raises the question, like, do these anti-cheat systems actually meaningfully deter people, or does it just give them a playground to be like, okay, it's beta time, we're going to go figure out how to build cheats around their anti-cheat system and make our cheats better, and then we just get to keep selling cheats? I don't know if there's a solution to it.
Yeah, this is going to be a rampant thing until they pull the Fortnite move and they just actually sue the player. That's like the only thing I could, but there's so many cheaters. They can't get to everybody, right? Like, but that's what Fortnite did. And I think I don't know the exact number. It was like $174,000 on the person that was cheating.
How old was the people? It had to be some kids, huh?
I don't know who it was, but man, that would deter a lot of people. Like, damn it, they're starting to sue us and stuff. Imagine your parents finding out that you're getting sued for cheating in a game, and they're gonna have to pay $174,000.
Oh fuck!
That's
Junior, you're on your own. Good luck.
Yeah, figure it out. Use your college tuition or something. I don't know, but But like, I mean, that's the only thing they could do, really.
I draw the parallel to when like your ISP would contact you back in the day if you were pirating stuff. Like, there has to be real world consequences as an actual deterrent, or there's no, like, the person who's doing it isn't going to care. Like, I'm not saying that I love that an ISP is doing that, but like, when it comes to like violating the rules and in this case cheating in a video game, you lose your account. I mean, unless you've paid a bunch of money on skins or something, it doesn't matter. For some of these people, they're making money off of it because they're cheating on other people's accounts or carrying them through stuff. I mean, we saw that in the day one raid. So yeah, I think that suing everyone, is it possible? Don't think so, but some real world deterrent has to be in place if we're ever going to see like.
I love that idea. Hold on. Your internet provider actually knocking on your door and being like, hey, listen, quit doing that sussy shit or we're going to cut you off. You know what I mean? Like, how do we get to that point? Because we got to that point. I remember getting my notice because I was pirating stuff, and I got the notice that my internet was going to get cut off if I kept pirating things. And so it obviously became a serious enough issue for them to step in. At what point in gaming is it going to become a serious enough issue? And I don't know why we're not even already there.
Yeah. I don't know where you would go with that, really.
I just, like Luke said, you can't sue everyone, but I think it's about the companies picking the most important cases and saying, we're proving a point here, like, don't cheat or you will be banned. I think Bungie's idea behind banning everyone possible that cheated or was associated with cheaters during the Desert Perpetual contest raid was them saying, in part, like, they know their anti-cheat's not catching this. This is going to be a problem in future raids, but hopefully people who cheat on contest raids are more afraid of doing that next time if they want to preserve their account. I looked into the Fortnite cheater situation, and it wasn't the first time that Epic Games chose to sue someone. They chose to sue someone who used an account with cheats to get to their championship grand finals in 2023. And then the next year sued this guy for $175,000 and they won. And so they're like handpicking certain cases to prove a point. Yeah. Like, yeah, you can cheat in Fortnite. Well, our anti-cheat's clearly not catching everyone, but we'll notice and, we'll take legal action.
I wonder if there's any way that like internet providers could just like you said, shut down the internet. Like, hey, we know you're cheating. You're not having no more internet. You can't play multiplayer games anymore.
Look,
like we could get to a point of that'd be nice.
I get in some comments on this too and be like, they wouldn't care about you cheating in the game. But look, obviously somebody cared about me pirating Naruto fucking 12, 14 years ago. You know what I'm coming from? So like it mattered to someone for at least at that time. I think I had like AT&T. And I thought that was such a low thing. I was like, why would they even care about this? But I got a message for it, or I got a letter for it.
Yeah. You got a letter in the mail?
I got a letter in the mail.
Stop?
I got a letter in the mail saying that if I pirated any more stuff, that I would have my internet turned off.
Okay, was this real?
This is real. Yeah, it was real.
That's
Get
crazy.
a
That's
Bungie letter
impressive.
with Deej's signature
Oh,
saying
oh.
if you don't stop cheating, you're banned.
It
They
was-
should. They should do that.
It wasn't AT&T. It was Comcast. It was Comcast. Yeah.
Damn.
So it was Comcast, and I didn't pirate like that much, but I had pirated like Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I think like some Naruto stuff, some other animes. You know what I mean? But I had not done any like games or anything. So mine was just like shows, and I still got that letter.
It's such a weird situation because, man, cheating. I don't think cheating's ever been as bad as it is now. Like it gets and it's ramping fast. Like it's not like like it was. You get cheaters here and there, but now it's like, dude, like I can't go more than 3 matches without being like, yo, this guy is sus. I go look at his account. He's brand new account.
Brand new.
7.0 KD. I'm like, dude, like what is going on here?
Yeah.
So
No.
it's something has to happen. I just don't know how they can do it.
Yeah. Part of me wonders
It
if
almost-
hardware bans even work anymore. Like,
It
if
just
it-
changed.
So many of these cheaters are just new accounts. So how do you stop someone from just making new accounts forever and ever?
Someone just has to show up to their house, beat their
Yeah.
ass right there on the spot, just whoop his ass.
Yeah, with a belt.
You know what I
With a
mean?
belt?
Yeah, whatever, all of the above. You know, you get caught for cheating, immediate ass whooping. No,
I'm in for that. I'm okay with that. Do it.
no, we need like
what if they hired you for that? Would you go to people's houses and spank them?
depends
I
on
would
who.
do that.
Depends on who it is. You know what I
would do
mean?
it.
If it's that
You know-
Aztecross guy
Yeah.
from that clip, would you do it?
Yeah, we need like Mr. Smith AI or some shit. Like I think it's the only thing we can really use to counter this. All right.
I guess
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay. What other news are we covering, guys? We have a lot of topics, so I know we're getting hung up on Destiny. But so far we'll see what happens from now until Ash and Iron, and I hope the momentum continues to carry over. I think for me the big pain points right now is Mythic Kepler difficulty is still a bother, and also Fireteam Ops is just not rewarding. I just don't like how like Solo Ops is just way better. Even Pinnacle Ops way better. Fireteam Ops, which has so many great activities, is just incredibly unrewarding. And there's so many situations where you don't even get up to A tier. The timers seem to be off. All that jazz.
I think another thing is that like you get the same rewards in solo ops as Fireteam Ops. I think that's what separates Pinnacle Ops and solo ops because you get retrograde, you get device fusion,
That's
you
true.
get that armor like that.
Yeah.
Like if there maybe was like a weapon set or like an armor set that's only tied to Fireteam Ops, you might get more people playing it too.
Yeah.
That's what we play when we want certain things. I can get the same things in Fireteam Ops and solo ops. I'm gonna go do solo ops.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You're starting to get into the strike specific loot conversation back in the day.
Right,
of
right,
like,
yeah.
hey, we should have more things that are tied to very specific activities, which
Yeah.
I think is a really great idea. So
I think so too. Yeah.
Did you guys think of the TWAB with the Warlock changes?
That looks pretty good.
I mean, I love them.
Excited for ability regeneration and empowering rifts.
Ross is
But
playing it off, but he's so excited to play Warlock and main it again.
Look.
Playing it off.
Here's the
So
thing.
excited.
Up last night.
The thing that they said at the end of it was like, what do you think of like an identity of a warlock is? I really think they just need to lean heavy into the whole like minion army thing. Like that to me is, warlocks are known for minions or having a bunch of little buddies or healing or terrible aim. Those are the three things that warlocks are known for.
hold up.
And so
What?
I really think Bungie should lean into those.
The terrible aim part, especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I don't know. Titans, all they do is punch, so we're kind of in the same boat there. So,
Yeah.
and
So hunters are the only ones with good aim?
Hunters are beginning to only punch as well. So we're all kind of just bad at aiming, I guess.
There's a lot of blending.
If we're talking Warlock identity, hopefully that means self-res is coming very soon.
Oh hell yeah!
Ooh.
I'll be happy.
Really
would
leaning
break-
into
that
the
would
support
break
role.
Crucible so much and
Yeah.
raids.
Yeah.
God, I think they just would never bring that back. Anyways,
We've got some other gaming news before we move into studios. Specifically, Helldivers 2 had a
This-
PlayStation teaser this week that hinted at a potential Halo 3 collab. I don't know if any of y'all played Halo 3. If you're excited for the collab with Helldivers, if you think that like those two game styles match up, or if this is just marketing hype for Helldivers. Thoughts?
I think it's
To clarify, Halo 3 ODST specifically.
Correct. ODST specifically.
It makes sense though. Characters look pretty similar in terms of like the armor they have. Like it plays off. The weapons could easily fit in as well. Like if you brought the Halo sniper in there, easily it looks like it belongs in the game as well. Bring the BR, bring the AR as well. It all looks like it belongs in Helldivers as well. So it's not an unusual collab.
Well, I mean, you
at
saw if you saw the teaser they did with the like at the end of their Xbox trailer, the new city, like the cities they added with Super Earth with the rain. I mean, the vibe is there. It matches so well. So
For sure.
you just add the saxophone in and some of the ODST armor sets, and
Yeah.
having a good time.
wait.
I know we've got just
Hold on.
Go for it.
The collab here is just armor sets and weapons, right? They're not
Well, so
adding
we
a
don't
whole new
know.
location, right? Like that's like
We
ODST
don't know what they're
thing.
doing.
you don't know. There's no
Okay.
confirmation.
Oh, okay.
The
Well,
only
that
thing
kind
we
of-
saw was city raining and a drop pod coming down with that saxophone playing in the background.
Yeah. It's all up to the imagination. And, I think that we do that with Destiny often too. Like give us like a little bitty tidbit in a trailer and we're like, oh, new subclass. Or we're finally getting, this thing that we've been missing forever. And I think that sometimes with these collabs, I think maybe it's intentional by the studio, but it really lets fans hype up in their imagination, like all of the things that a collaboration could entail or all the things that are coming to the game. And then, like you said, it ends up being, well, actually, you're going to pay $20 for this armor set. And that's the collab. So, I don't know what direction we think Helldivers is going into, but the teaser made it look like it's not just armor.
Well, I would say the devs there have been really, really good in terms of their monetization. So I would assume they're going to be pretty fair here, and it makes sense because Helldivers, this is going to coincide with their launch on Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That
think
seems
so.
like what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. They're probably going to get a nice boost. I mean, I like that studio. I think they've done a great job. I think, God, man, wasn't last year like the story there so differing between each other? You had PlayStation's Helldivers. So was it Arrowhead? And
Arrowhead Studios.
then you had Concord and Firewalk. Man, talk about the highest of highs and the lowest of lows happening in. Was that last year?
Yeah.
That was last year.
Yeah.
Jeez,
That was 2023.
What?
I think
2024?
2024.
2024, my bad.
Yeah.
2024, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the past.
2023 was 1 year ago.
My bad,
I think
2024.
the thought that I had with Helldivers, I was more interested in the fact that it's coming to Xbox and that they're breaking Sony exclusivity. Do we think that is a Sony saying, we'll want to work with Xbox more in the future, work with Microsoft more, which in the past they've been very much holding on to their own IPs and not wanting to share them? Do we think it's Sony saying, we want this game to profit more, so we're giving it out? Do we think that this is just a general shift of them working together more?
I think it's just a contract.
I've got a couple thoughts on this, but
Go for it.
The first one being gaming, thankfully, has been moving away from exclusivity, generally over the past 10 plus years. I mean, back when Destiny 1 was first out, there were Sony exclusives. People remember specific
Hawk
strikes
Moon.
that could you. Yeah, Hawk Moon. Yep, that if you were playing
Monte
on
Carlo, I think, was
Xbox-
also exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so many different things where it was you could only get these things playing on Sony's, and thankfully in-game exclusives isn't really happening too much anymore. We've moved kind of away from that. There's still some platform-specific stuff, games that are only available on one platform or another, but I think, and I don't have any backing for this, but it feels like corporations as a whole in this media sphere are moving towards partnering up in order to increase revenue. So for instance, a cross example here, I don't know if you guys saw how Hulu and Disney are going to be partnering up with their streaming services.
Yep.
And so the reason being is that Netflix is really the only profiting streaming service right now, and everyone else is trying to fight for increased revenue in order to make up for the cost of video streaming platform to tons and tons of people. And so a method of hopefully attacking this is, hey, we're going to partner up and I guess offer more than what we could previously.
It's like UFC, right? UFC with Paramount. That's the thing now. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah. They just signed a big deal.
UFC and Paramount just signed a it's like $7 billion deal,
It's
something
a
like
lot.
that.
It's a
It's
lot.
huge. So now you can watch all the UFC fights on Paramount
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah.
And I hear people saying like Disney owns Hulu, so there's like some stuff there. All I'm saying really is that there's a lot of consolidation taking place.
Yeah.
Like just in general, and so
Yeah.
Getting
I don't
back
know.
to
I'm starting
cable
to see
TV.
that. Yeah.
Where you buy just cable TV and you have everything. We're getting back to that state.
Full
Let's
circle.
go. Full circle, baby. Man, it sucks having to have all these subscriptions,
It
man.
sucks so bad, dude.
Netflix, Hulu,
We
Disney.
had it so good over what was
Yeah,
it 15 years ago. We would just have one damn subscription and we had everything.
Yep.
Yeah. So we think we're going to see a general shift in that direction in the gaming industry too, because it's not that studios are like Microsoft and Sony are not consolidating into one anytime soon.
Oh, by no means.
No, by no means at all. But I think that maybe they've both realized that when there are too many, people in the room, it's hard for everyone to be as profitable as possible. So they're just teaming up more often now.
There's not enough time in the world is the reason. You only have so much time to play every game.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of have to work together in a way and to make as much money across all platforms, which is why I wish like, man, if some Switch games came, like you got Mario Kart on a PC, pretty fun actually.
Man,
I know.
The shit
Nintendo would
that
never.
happen.
Nintendo don't give a damn.
Nintendo would never.
Nintendo don't give a
Would
damn, but
never.
man, I would
I
play.
wish.
I would play Mario Kart for a little bit and talk that shit.
I know you could do emulators, but like it's just not like it's just
same.
not as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nintendo don't care though.
The amount of work you have to go into playing Nintendo games not on their console or even like streaming it as well, it's just such a hassle.
Yeah.
Like Mario Kart, I got Breath on the Wild on my Steam Deck and I love it, but I mean just the amount of work to do that and have it run well, it's just it's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
Looks about to get a pirating mail.
You're about to
they
get
might hit
a
me.
letter in the mail.
Get a layer in the
I
mail.
cannot
You better not
connect my
pirate our
Switch
Nintendo
to
games
Wi-Fi
anymore.
right now, or else it will get hit. I gotta fix that.
He's gonna get that mail.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think PC has helped bridge that gap a lot. Like over the Microsoft has got a better platform on PC for Xbox, and so there's Xbox Game Bar and like being able to access stuff there. We've got Game Pass. So and Sony's been like, it seems their MO has been it comes out on PlayStation first and then we release it on the PC later. So I only want that like window to get smaller and smaller to hopefully they're just at the same time or very close, and I know there's porting stuff, but I don't know. I just wish everything was on every console, every platform at the same time. It'd be super fun.
Have you guys looked at the numbers for Game Pass? Like obviously the big number everyone always pops up is like subscription numbers, but like revenue wise, like because it just doesn't make sense to me from a number standpoint. Granted, as a consumer, I love it, but do
you use Game Pass a lot, Cross?
I personally don't, but I see why it is so good. Because what was it back in May and June? We got 3 games back to back that were all on Game Pass. What was it? Les, we had. Was Expedition 33 was on Game Pass, right?
Expedition 33 was on there. Yeah, it was. Elden Ring, I think, was on there. No,
Oblivion. I'm talking about like games that came out. So Oblivion Remaster. It was like 3 games during that time frame that I was like, dude, like I would easily like I could see where people would drop, 40, 50, maybe $60 on each one of these experiences.
Oh, Doom.
Oh, and Doom as well. Doom as well.
Yeah.
But it was all on Game Pass. So, but here's the thing. Maybe it doesn't really have to make sense number wise. Maybe what if this is a war of attrition and Microsoft is just going to try to outspend Sony right now, and just that's because I mean they got the infinite money glitch.
Yeah. They're making $5 billion annually on Xbox Game Pass. And, I think there was a recent article that came out. I think SkillUp covered it where, there was an analytics firm that releases an annual report on how the Game Pass is changing people's decisions around gaming. And it showed that sometimes these studios are hurt by putting their games on Game Pass and signing contracts with Microsoft, because the analytics firm found that a lot of people come into the game on Game Pass, but they try it in a sampling way of like, there's so much choice in front of me. It's almost like Netflix fatigue. I'm going to turn on a bunch of different shows. I don't really know what I want to watch or commit to. So I'm just going to click a bunch, back out. You know, I'm trying to find a show that works for me. People do the same thing on Game Pass, is what they found. They're sampling, but the people who committed right away to the $50, $40 price tag on a game play it for significantly longer. And so Game Pass isn't helping studios build a loyal fan base. It's just helping people click download on the game initially and then potentially not touch it very much after that. And so like, does a subscription service like that work for the individual studios?
I have no idea. I'm curious to know like what the contract is, you know, what the revenue split is for the studios themselves.
I have some info on that.
Microsoft's got a lot of money, man. A
Yeah.
lot of money. Like Xbox seems, I don't know how much like revenue they make just solely off of Xbox combined with everything they make, but I'm pretty sure Xbox isn't that big of a priority. I could be completely wrong though, but like they make so much money, they could make so much money even without it.
Yeah.
You know, that it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, let's try to bring as many people as possible, right? But I could be wrong on that. I don't know if you guys have stats on that.
On the market cap, I know what was like 3 or oh shit, what is it? Is it 3 trillion at this point? Is Microsoft's market cap at 3 trillion? Or
Something like that.
What is 5 billion to 3 trillion? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
what, you know?
I mean,
It's
it's
like
like,
a
it dwarfs Sony substantially.
Yeah.
So
They're making
Yeah.
boatloads, forcing me to
Yeah.
switch to Windows 11. and
God,
then
dog was right.
the next one, and all the same
not gonna
thing.
slander
They all
Windows.
do the same thing.
all do the exact same thing every damn year. We got to get a damn,
It
and the
gets
things
worse.
get incompatible.
Worse? Y'all are hating way too much on Windows 11.
Some ways it's worse. It's just like you use a PC every day for like editing, and like you find the little differences that are annoying. Like
Yeah.
As long as I can click on Destiny and it launches, I don't care what I could be a Windows 7.
That's a Destiny
Don't
2 lover
care.
talking right there. As long as I
I could
can
open
click on
if I could
Destiny.
open if I could open games, period, and not have an issue.
No,
But I
no.
will
You
say,
said
man,
as long as I
these-
can open Destiny.
I don't know about you guys, but man, these game driver updates, they make my PC run so much worse every time. Like I go play Battlefield 6, I have to do the game driver update, PC starts to run like ass. I don't know what they do with these driver updates, man. It's like they want us to buy the newest graphics card. They're like, hey,
Well, yes.
I'll tell you what,
Correct.
is NVIDIA.
but I ain't gonna spend that money. Nope.
I don't know what they pushed out this summer, but whatever update they had for drivers was like absolutely terrible.
It was awful.
I had
Okay,
my
so it wasn't just me.
Shadow Play wasn't working. Oh no, it was across the board. Shadow
Okay.
Play
It
was
wasn't
very
working. My
common thing.
displays were freaking out. Like it was just nonsense. But I think it's
Yep.
fixed now.
I just wait until my stuff is breaking before I update anything.
Me too.
That's
You
just-
need to update them for the new games though. Like
No, you don't always have
you don't
to.
have to.
You
It
don't
tells
always
me,
have
like,
to.
Some of them,
Nah,
some of
update
them,
it now.
some of them definitely like push you to do it. And I know Battlefield 6 required a lot of things like
Yeah.
the safe boot option and everything else. But I normally don't update anything. And the other side of things is like everybody's talking about like the new GPUs and stuff just being substantially better. I actually don't even feel that. I actually feel like being a generation behind. I don't know what it is. The new generation GPUs, I always tend to have problems. When I upgraded to the 4000 series cards, when you remember, even back when 3000 series cards were new, they were getting melted inside of New World. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
That was wild. That was so scary.
Holy.
literally being like a generation behind seems to just be better bang for your buck, and you avoid all those issues for the most part.
Yeah. It's almost like they launch a product half baked and fix it with later updates. Does that
Right?
remind you of anyone?
What
Does
is
that-
that?
does that remind you of
dog?
I can't
Yeah.
put my finger on it, but it sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it's
God.
almost like that's how corporations work. That's the way.
Why
Yeah.
isn't my
Yeah.
grenade stat giving me all my energy? Yeah.
That's great, though.
Do we think that, I know that Xbox Game Pass is we said it's a small drop in the pool for Microsoft, but Cross, you're saying you love the idea of Game Pass, but you also don't use it. And so who do we think the target audience is for Game Pass? And how can we, is there a space in gaming for more subscription-based models? I know you've talked a little bit about what if we paid a per month price for Destiny and we got access to everything. Do we think that subscription models would work for people, or would they complain that it's just yet another subscription that they have to pay for?
I think as anyone in a tight household, the Game Pass model is great for them for sure, and it definitely works for Xbox players themselves. I would probably take more advantage of it, but I'm just so locked into Steam right now, which is where I have my entire library. So, but who knows? Maybe I go down that path. As far as subscription service, specifically for Destiny, I brought this up even when I'm like, hey guys, how would you feel if you could pay $5 a month, but you have access to everything that Bungie's ever made in Destiny? But as soon as you want to quit playing, you can end the subscription and you're good. So you can literally come back every other month if you want, and it will come out way cheaper over the long run. And everybody's like,
love that. Everyone
was like immediately like, no, that's fucking terrible. I never want to pay a subscription. I'd rather just pay up front. And it's like, all right, well, I mean,
I think people, I think in this particular day and age, I mean, y'all were just saying like cable was it because you didn't have to pay for 20 different subscriptions. If Bungie implements a subscription for Destiny, it's awesome. We get access to everything. But then Expedition 33 has a subscription and Battlefield has a subscription, and you're just paying for, I want to play 10 games that I kind of enjoy. I have to pay for subscriptions for all of them. That may overwhelm someone. And then the upfront cost, I paid for Expedition 33 once and it's done with, and I have it forever now and it's mine. Whereas with a subscription model, you never feel like the content you buy is your own. But I guess gaming studios can remove content from us even when we do pay for it. So I don't really know what the answer is there, but I could see myself even wanting to try a game less if I knew that it was just yet another subscription that I had to add on.
Depends on the game that we're talking about, I think. Right? Yeah. Like Destiny, it would work because we constantly get updates for the game. If we did it for like Expedition 33,
I can never work for that.
Subscription it wouldn't work.
Never.
Because it's a one-time you play, you might go back for New Game Plus, but you won't do it. A subscription model works for MMO RPG games. That's
live service.
Right.
Yeah.
Live service games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Luke?
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to go back because for the Game Pass thing, I think the target audience honing in on that is probably younger kids. Only because, I mean, I remember when I wanted to get a console for the first time and how much asking my parents to get an Xbox for Christmas, that sort of situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, imagine now where you can go up to your parent and say, hey, I want to play the newest games and I only have to pay like $15 essentially a month. I mean, I think that's a way more enticing option to a parent than, spend $300, $400 on a console.
Dude, I remember as a kid having to sell a bunch of games just to buy the one new game.
Were you reselling that, bro?
Dude, I would show up to GameStop
get that
with
ass.
8 different games.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sell them all.
Yeah.
And then use that money to buy, and I still needed to pitch in my own money to just buy the newest Call of Duty or something. So like you said, Luke, Game Pass is so good for kids. Mm-hmm. Because you just one time $15 a month, you can play whatever game you want that's available there.
Yep.
So
I like it. We'll see if this actually transfers elsewhere. Again, I grew up on RuneScape, and what I loved about RuneScape, man, you paid your $5 a month, and you had access to everything. And see, RuneScape did such a good job because when you first played it, it was the free-to-play world, and you're like, and you would walk up to this gate, and you would press the gate to open it, and it would be like, you a broke bitch, get this membership. You know what I mean? And I would always be like, what's on the other side of this gate? You know what I mean? And then eventually I worked with the courage, asked my mom, was like, Mom, for my birthday, could I please just have this subscription? And it was only $5 a month. So she was like, sure, that's fine. And then of course you could play it on any PC, even the worst PCs. But I don't know if it would necessarily work for Destiny because RuneScape has a ton of content. You will have, and not that Destiny doesn't have a ton of content, but you've got just thousands and thousands of hours of content in RuneScape, just nonstop grinding. And so there's it definitively has a reason, or it shows its value to buy that subscription. Destiny, I think it would make sense if they could keep it cheap enough. Like I wouldn't want it to exceed like $7 a month or something.
Is that going back to like RuneScape thing? Is because everything you do in RuneScape is helpful for the end. As in Destiny right now, not everything you do helps you get to the end, if that makes sense. You have to do certain things to get to 450. Like that's the biggest problem. If we had everything available in the game right now and it helped you get to power level, a subscription model would work for Destiny. Because there is a lot of content in the game. It's just forgotten because there's no reason to do them. Mm-hmm. In RuneScape, everything you do is to help you get to the end goal. You sit there chopping at a tree, it helps you in the future. You mine, it helps you in the future. You do the certain quest, it helps you in the future. There's no reset. It's just continuous.
Yeah.
But Destiny kind of did need a reset though. So, but it would be nice if Bungie can be quicker on bringing the older stuff up to par with what we have right now.
Speaking,
you know what I mean?
Speaking of which, and I know we're kind of jumping around from topic to topic right now, but oh man, who put out the tweet? I think it was Glad that put out the tweet this week where he mentioned. Let me see if I can find this real quick, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, pull it up.
Okay. So it was the Dropped Frames podcast with Co.
Oh yeah,
and essentially it's their take, and what their take is essentially saying like, man, Bungie really dropped the ball by not doing a D3. And even Glad says it's wild to hear this and feel the validation from folks who don't even play Destiny or who barely do. Bungie not resetting everything and dropping a Destiny 3 will always be the biggest throw of all time and a huge head scratcher for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Marathon's fumble is what stopped us from having a Destiny 3.
It was supposed to be yeah.
Like if Marathon,
do you not think that was that decision to not have a Destiny 3 in creation years ago? Do you think that was Marathon's fault?
Well,
Marathon's been, okay, but here's the thing. Think about it this way: Marathon's been in development for what, 5+ years?
Yeah, but I think it was just meant to be an incubation project, and then it turned into something that, like, they're supposed to have plenty of incubation projects going, and Marathon was likely not supposed to be the end all be all. And then that happened after multiple layoffs and funding cuts and Destiny's trajectory. And then it's like, okay, well now Marathon has to cook, but it probably wasn't always in that state where it was like, okay, Marathon's make or break for the future of Bungie maintaining multiple IPs.
Because I'm thinking of the timeline here, right? Like we finished Final Shape last year, right? Marathon drops that year. Bungie goes on hiatus for Destiny 3 for, let's say, 3 years. They bring us the Edge of Fate, storyline in a new game. It's a great narrative start. Like it sets it up for the future. Why does it have to be in D2 though? If it was in Destiny 3, and like I'm just thinking like end of Final Shape, you beat the raid, black screen, slow text comes up, D3 is in production. Boom, that's it. The hype levels would have been insane. And then you have Marathon to cover if they actually didn't reset as many times as they did and change too many of the fundamentals of the game, you have Marathons to sustain the cash flow in while you're making Destiny 3, and then you bring in a whole new player base as well as like a fresh start. Because Edge of Fate is a fresh start for any player that comes into the game. We're all starting from zero. Yeah. So it was the perfect time to do D3, and it seems like everyone outside of Bungie had the thought. Like we're like, why isn't this just Destiny 3? It's like only Bungie was the one that said we don't need Destiny 3. While everyone else,
I agree with you.
Doing,
I agree with what you're saying. This was like the necessary Destiny 3 moment. I completely agree with Glad's tweet too. It's just, it will always be bizarre that wasn't the plan. I just don't think it's that Bungie never thought of it. I think that it was probably okay, look at where our player base is. Do we think there's enough momentum for a Destiny 3? Do we have the funding for that? Do we want to commit the next 5 to 10 years to this game, or are we riding Destiny 2 out until it's not relevant anymore? I feel like there were a lot of decisions, and then who is the one making those decisions? The executives. Right. The executives who we have zero trust in. So like they probably just didn't make the right decision.
I wonder how many people like Bungie developers would have wanted to make Destiny 3. Like just like a poll, every Destiny 2 crew, every Destiny 2 dev, like, would you want to keep working on Destiny 2? Would you want to work on a Destiny 3? Like, what would the split be there?
I kind of, okay, so hold on. In order to make a sequel, you gotta have something worthy of a sequel. Like creatively. And unfortunately, I think Bungie blew their load in the final shape with Prismatic. And then
True.
And now you done blew your load with the tier system. Okay, so not that I'm saying I'm speaking out against a D3. Obviously, for marketing reasons, I think D3 just makes the most sense. But y'all remember when we went from D1 to D2? How many of us booted up D1 after D2? We played D2 and we were like, damn, this is shit. And then I remember going back to D1 and being like, man, I miss the good old days. I miss this. And it wasn't just nostalgia. It was actually better than D2 vanilla. D1 was better than D2 vanilla. And until Forsaken came, all of us kept going back to D1. And then eventually, we stopped kind of going back to D1. Occasionally, we would still go back and play raids. But hold up. Let's just be real. Based on the past 10 years, how much shit from Destiny 2 would have been ported into Destiny 3? Would you be excited about Vault of Glass for the third fucking time? Crota's in for the third time? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that same. Now, here's the thing. I would love for Bungie to go in there and just give us a complete fresh take on everything, but we've been getting, like, what's been bridging the gap here for like the past decade has been porting stuff from D1 into D2, and it's still happening because we're getting Plague Lands and Ash and Iron.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I feel like I'm playing Destiny 2 right now though, because I don't play anything that's old. Pre-Edge of Fate, I don't play. Crucible's the only Pre-Edge of Fate thing that I do.
You're saying this is the real Destiny 2?
Like, this is like, we're already playing Destiny 3 right now. Like, we don't, like, if they made Destiny 3 and they brought all this, maybe plus a little bit more with a couple of years more of content, like, we're not really doing old stuff right now. So
it's D3 without the marketing advantages.
Without the marketing.
Yeah, which sucks ass because then that defeats the purpose. You slap a number on it. 3, people are going to be like, well, maybe it's better. Maybe it's not. I don't know. You know what I mean? And people...
You have a good track record, though.
People give it a go.
I think it was too late for that, though. I really do. Because are people going to give D3 vanilla the same chance that they gave D2 vanilla? Destiny was in a much different state. I think right now, like, Bungie comes out tomorrow and says, yeah, D3, we were wrong. D3's in development. I don't think people really have the same buzz that they would have had if that was announced alongside Final Shape. If the marketing push needed to be, our saga's ending here, we are going to defeat the Witness, and Final Shape is going to be the end. And then you'll have a Destiny 3. And I think any push for Destiny 3 after that, I unfortunately think it's too late for Bungie.
I think.
So you don't think we'll ever get a D3? And they'll just write it out with D2?
I think it's in Sony's hand at this point, fellas.
It is.
I think Sony is going to be the one who. I mean, they're slowly swallowing Bungie right now. So.
Yeah. Yep. And maybe they were the initial ones that said no. Destiny 3 doesn't make any sense. We know they've said in the past they loved Bungie because of their live service expertise. Maybe Sony had too much faith in the longevity of Destiny 2 and said, because again, these development decisions are made years in advance. If Destiny 3 was going to be created, it would have been decided by some exec team years ago. They probably said at that time, no, Destiny 2's got so much left in the engine. We do not need to think about a D3. Y'all are doing so well in the live service category. And I'm not saying that's correct. I'm just saying, look at the decision making that we've seen from leadership there. It wouldn't surprise me if they just thought Destiny 2 had a lot longer of a lifespan than it might.
Look, I still feel so baited from Luke Smith's trailer intro last year. I mean, dude, the way he was sitting there in front of us and he was like, he just looks right in the camera. He's like, this is definitely not it for Destiny. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the man's gone.
Yeah.
Like 30 days later.
Bye.
Was it always the plan, Luke? I just want to know. Was it always the plan?
I don't think so. But I don't think we're ever getting a D3. I just want to wrap it up on that note. I don't think D3 is going to be a possibility for us ever.
Yeah. That's the sad truth, because man, they've failed both launches.
Yeah.
Of their new games. And with the way Marathon's going, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be launching any better.
I don't know, man.
Unless they make substantial changes. Well, if it was gonna launch, but like I'm glad they delayed it, man. But if it was gonna launch in the state it was gonna launch, they're gonna have 3 back-to-back titles fail on launch, and they're gonna have to rebuild it. So we gotta be happy they delayed it.
Here's what I'm hearing, that things are getting pretty serious about Marathon. All right, like, and I don't really know if that's gonna mean anything, but you know,
have you played it?
I haven't played it. No, fuck no. You see how many Doom videos do we make, Luke?
How many Doom
videos?
Oh.
We had a whole month of talking shit about Marathon. We ain't getting invited back to play that one, man. that one's gone, dude. No. I mean, and look, but here next year, I am looking forward to seeing what they come up with. But you know, I've heard things. I've heard that and we've seen some of the leaks too, and so. But I mean, it really just comes down to perception too. Concord was a humbling experience, because the moment people just go, that game is shit, and then they tell the next person that it's done. It's done.
Unfortunately, I feel like, a decade or two ago, maybe 2 at this point, the opinion of one viral headline might not have mattered as much. Everyone would just try the game for themselves and see how they liked it. But now, I mean, the second that you have bad PR, you're done.
Yeah.
So I do think that they're taking Marathon more seriously. And I also don't think we need a Destiny 3 now. I really, really wanted one. But now that I think it's too late, it's like, we don't necessarily need that shit. I think Bungie just needs to prove that Destiny 3 can evolve and, fix bugs, make it more rewarding, make it into the game they want it to be. Because if they're giving us Destiny 3 right now, then cool. We've got the reset that we want. Now they just have to,
I'm playing more now than ever, so
yeah. I haven't played more, like getting on and getting prime drops and stuff.
But
how long do you guys think Destiny 2 will last, though? Like, if you have to give it a time frame, when do you think Bungie will say, I think we're done?
Dude,
it's time to do something else.
It all comes down to the devs.
I think it just comes to,
What can they keep being creative? I mean, look, RuneScape, they just kept, they tried to do the whole breakout to make their game more of a modern MMORPG. It backfired. Then they went back to the roots, relaunched old school RuneScape. And then look at that game. It's got the highest peak count it has ever gone in its history. And that's, dude, that game is like, I don't know, how many years old? It's 25 years old at this point, or 24 years old?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is Bungie needs to make a very bad decision, then make OG Destiny.
No, they've already made the bad decisions. Do you understand?
So now they have
to make the good decisions now. We're way past bad decision time.
Back.
So we need an OG Destiny is what Cross wants.
Yeah. Les, if you would have asked me last year after Final Shape, or maybe, I don't know if y'all disagree with this statement, but if you would have asked me last year after Final Shape, before us knowing that there were system resets coming and a change to the expansion release timeline, if you were asked, how long do you think Destiny's going to last now that this saga's over, I probably would have said, it won't. Like, I think people are, I don't know if there's a reason to come back. I don't want to play the same seasonal model I've been playing. I don't think anyone does. It's over. And so many people felt satisfied with that. I think it was the right call to just try to reinvent the wheel. And I think it shows that the devs, they do have juice. Like, they can be creative. I think they need to be given the resources and the funding to do that, obviously. But I think they've still got it in them, because this is a very old game and they are reinventing the wheel right now. And all of us are sitting here saying we're playing more than ever. So
it's got to be community driven, though. We need in-game polls that says, hey, would you like this or that? And then we also need, dude, just take everything from RuneScape, put it in Destiny, and this game would thrive.
Or Destiny Rising. Or Destiny Rising.
Get SRL
Destiny
back in for an event, and
you don't
I'll
want
be
Destiny
there.
Rising.
Dude.
You don't want Destiny Rising. There's going to be a microtransactions video part 2. You don't want Destiny Rising.
Can you imagine if they brought back SRL as a Arms Week kind of thing, right after New Year's in January, after when Renegades drops, you have all that content. You have the Dawning, you have all that. Christmas break ends, In January, we have an SRL week. Like, new armor and then maybe like a new weapon to get. Like, I mean, how bad can that be? Like, people have been asking for it. Doesn't have to be permanent.
I'm gonna be honest,
But like a little event here and there, you know, it wouldn't be too bad.
SRL was overrated. Like, look.
Cross, you just
hold
suck
on,
at driving,
hold on,
okay?
hold on.
You just suck at
I'm
driving,
just
okay?
saying. I'm just saying. It's
I've seen you
overrated.
drive.
The best.
I've seen you
Destiny-
drive.
No,
You
look,
have
look.
trouble, okay?
If we could pick up a shell and then launch the shell at other Sparrow drivers and mushrooms, you know what I mean?
Actually, though,
You
Mario
know,
Kart and Destiny.
Mario Kart Destiny?
that would pop.
Throw a Matter Spark ball? Hell yeah. Get my teammate to turn into a Matter
God.
Spark and throw him? Hell yeah.
But I don't
care
want
about
just
Sparrow.
Double
racing.
dash. You have someone on the back of the Sparrow, and your team.
Yeah, there
Shooting?
you go.
I will be on the
Good.
back of Les's skimmer shooting.
Hell yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. It's gonna be skimmer racing if it comes back. Who's using a Sparrow these days?
But they do go faster. Slightly.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Fair.
There's a world where SRL could exist, and it would be an awesome event. Like
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
it. They give me
I
that
wouldn't
old
mind
SRL
it.
armor.
I'd play it, but I just don't. I don't play Destiny 2 to race my Sparrow. I guess.
You're doing it wrong then. I mean, you're a ball fan, so I that's understandable.
No, Luke is the biggest ball fan. He's
Dude,
loving Sparrow racing. too.
everyone was talking so bad about Matter Spark. It wasn't that bad. Like I had a decent time with it.
It wasn't that bad.
I
was like, don't get too carried away now.
I don't know. I was like playing Mythic Kepler earlier, and okay, are there moments of satisfaction? Yes, but dude, we just like to kill a lot of shit. You know what I mean? I want to slay, man. And this turning into bullshit, it fucks with that. You know what I mean? It's messing with the slay thing. It's crazy that I've had the best time this week playing Onslaught. Midtown Onslaught, like basic OG Onslaught has been a good time.
You love that shit though.
I mean, they did such a good job with it. And
yeah. I
like horde modes. I think Destiny needs more horde modes. Turning into a ball and all that stuff. I guess that's cool. But imagine if the next destination was literally a destination that was like being completely overtaken, kind of like Helldivers, and you had to fight a war every time you dropped down. That shit would be fire.
More ad density. I've been saying it.
Yeah, more ad density.
That's where the builds
sponge.
shine the most.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like everyone loves like builds popping off and like being super powerful. I feel like it's a very Warframe-esque situation where it's like, hey, we really like it when we can go super fast and bullet jump and have insane movement. It's like, yeah, Destiny, like we would all hate it if we went back in time in Destiny 2 and all of our builds had the old like regen and like it was more like the weapons. Like what we have now is fun. We need more ads but less sponginess and like to just give room for just these more powerful builds to like be challenged.
This is what I was talking about before Age of Fate came out or after it came out. I was like, you give us missions with a bunch of ads in it, but you give us the option to limit us on how much time we have to finish the mission. Bro, it would make people want to make insane builds for clearing ads and get through the mission in 5 minutes and get the best rewards. Like if you can tie yourself down for a time limit, you have to finish in this amount of time. Ads aren't as spongy as they are in Mythic. They're not going to be pushovers, but with much more ads, I feel like you'll see a lot more diverse builds and like, okay, what's the fastest way to clear it? Grapple Melee won't be as potent as Cross's Onslaught build that he's been using. That would be insane in that. But like tying it to time limits on missions where like, all right, if I do 5 minutes and I finish this mission in 5 minutes, I get the max amount of rewards. 7.5 minutes, I get the second tier rewards. And we have a tier system for that perfectly. You finish mission 5 minutes, tier 5. Boom, done. Like, we already have a time limit on the bottom right when finishing our missions to get the threshold score. Why not go more into that and tie certain rewards to that? And just make it so the enemies aren't super dense and super annoying to fight. That's what they can do. Like that's what I was saying, and because it's boring going into Mythic Kepler right now and just a red bar taking 1 million bullets kill for an orange bar,
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to see the
trying to
bright
like it
side,
too.
and like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back into it some more this weekend because we're gonna do a build battle for Mythic Kepler, which should be interesting. But that's a tough delta, man. -50 is tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's because they did that change where majors and like yellow bars take so much more damage when you're under leveled than they did like last season.
Yeah.
Like they did something with that. I don't know what it was, but man, it's just boring to sit there because there's always that one ad left, and you're just there, bing, 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 bing. Like
It's severe. From -40 to -50, it's such a big jump.
Huge jump. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, do we have any other news that we want to cover before we wrap things up? I know we're closing up on the hour right now.
No, I think we're good for the week.
Yeah, I feel like we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Clearly, we need a weekly RuneScape segment because I don't know how RuneScape got brought up.
Always.
The first episode, Cross. First one. You didn't even make it through one without bringing up
I tell
RuneScape.
you what, and here's the thing: I'm such a casual. I don't even play it like I did back in the day. But it really is it's a great game. At some point, we all of us here, we need to create like a hardcore Iron Man squad and play RuneScape. It would be an interesting. Oh my God, dude, I'm getting pumped right now thinking about it.
Oh my God.
Dude,
He's getting hyped.
I'm telling
ready,
you,
man.
that shit would be great, and we walk away with a great learning experience as well.
Yeah.
Group Iron Man squad, yeah.
I've never played RuneScape.
It's good, Les.
Me neither.
It's the kind of game that it is incredibly grindy, but again, like you said earlier, everything you do is working you toward that goal. Like you keep everything that you earn, and so and everything. There's like they also do a really good job of like everything has like stepping stones to the next set of gear, and so it's good, man. Maybe one day we might actually start an Iron Man squad, and dude, that would be content. Who knows? We might bring Liam in there. Actually, I don't know if I ever want Liam to. I was asked this the other day if I would ever want my children to play RuneScape, but it's like you learn great lessons from it, but it's a game, man, that makes you distrust humanity when there's no other game I've ever played that has brought me to the lowest of lows in all of gaming. Not even Destiny, but it's also an experience I think everyone needs to experience once. All right, I've talked enough about RuneScape. Anything else we need to cover?
You talk about RuneScape like I talk about New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
No, I think we're good.
The Saints? Or are we talking about just New Orleans in general?
Just New
Football?
Orleans in general.
No,
Okay.
no,
Let
in
us say,
general.
man, there ain't nothing to talk about the Saints team right now.
Last thing
Hold
before we
up.
go. Last thing before we go.
Be careful.
Last, did you see the Battlefield gamer who people were saying cheated?
Yes.
Give it to me, Les.
It's all on my timeline.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I've seen people,
Rapid fire take.
dude, I've seen people pull flicks like that in Valorant on a daily basis, and they are not cheating. It's not. If people I say this, I don't know if she's cheating. I just saw the clip. I'm like, that's not abnormal for someone who plays a game every day. You know, there are some really skilled FPS gamers out there, man, and you just watch them. Like, anyone that thinks they're cheating, they need to just watch Tens in the aim labs place. The shit he does, I'm like, how? He is flicking his mouse and being so precise. It's insane. Like there are people who are just really good at games, and I don't think that was a cheater. You can tell if someone's cheating in almost any game because of movement. How is the person's movement? That's how I can tell when someone is cheating in Destiny. They're ball walking around, but they're hitting every freaking crit, hitting all their shots in the air. It's kind of sus.
I think one of the clips was the clip where she flicked into the, I don't know. It looked like it was like flicked into the mountain. You know what I mean? You know, it's like that's kind of like the dead giveaway. Like you. Now I'm not saying that was happening because we have a radar, and so instinctually she could have just flicked in that direction of what was on the radar. You know what I mean? But that was like what people were sharing was that particular clip where it looked like it was aiming through the side of the mountain.
I only saw one where
will
like
say-
she jumped off the building and like just spray transferred perfectly. That's the clip that I saw. I don't know if it's a guy or girl, but it's like they were shooting it one way and then like once they finished killing the guy, it went to that other person. But I've seen that happen and people weren't cheating. I didn't see the one with the clip of the mountain shooting behind the wall. I didn't see that one.
Well, I just want to say, like, important context here. I mean, I've looked into this a bunch. Obviously, Riley was banned and then unbanned. And the Battlefield 6 devs on Twitter, they made it clear, like, we've reviewed this case. It's getting unbanned because they were banned due to reports of cheating.
Wow.
You know, I don't know if they have some bot that tends to just be overly, like, heavy on the ban. And they reversed the ban. And then some of the top Battlefield players were on Twitter all this week saying, yeah, look, like, apologies for jumping onto this train because you're not cheating. So I think it's just a case of skill, but it was suspicious for sure. I just think those games are a whole different beast. We don't see that in Destiny.
Well, from what I saw as far as like her Katie and everything for the beta, it definitely didn't scream cheater to me. I think she was rocking. Not saying like a 2 KD isn't good, but you know, cheaters be walking around.
Battlefield though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Battlefield, you're constantly dying, I feel
you
like.
are constantly dying, but I mean, like 2, I wouldn't say 2 is cheating territory at all, even for Battlefield. But it was funny though, because the tweets, there was one guy who tweeted, he was like, I used to be a cheat developer, and I could tell you right now she's cheating. And then someone retweeted his tweet and was like, I used to make cheats too, and I can tell you right now she's not cheating. This has been a very polarizing topic now for the past week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of it. I've seen both.
I keep seeing the clips
sides.
and stuff, but like I've only seen that one clip. I just watched the video. I'm like, oh, moving. Okay, like it doesn't look anything crazy, but I didn't see the one where the person shot through a wall. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Because I've seen
Again,
there's some top streamers, like I think one that top of my head that I've seen do that a ton was Symphony. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's like a Call of Duty streamer. He's done it a lot of times where he'll like spray transfer if someone's behind a wall and then like just kill him through the wall. But it's just game knowledge, map like awareness, and person was never cheating. So
yeah.
I don't know.
So
I trust no one.
Battlefield's anti-cheat caught hundreds of thousands of people over the weekend, which does say that cheating's rampant. Very, very common. But also, I mean, it seems like they're doing case-by-case reviews, and you know, I think the developer has no interest in keeping someone like Riley around if they're actually cheating in the game. That's a bad look for the developer. So if the developers came out and said case review, there's no cheating, I think that's what you have to trust.
If you beat me, you're cheating. That's my rule. That's my rule. You beat me.
Les.
You're
honestly,
cheating.
I've
It's a beautiful rule.
I've kind of taken on that philosophy, man, in comp.
Wow, ego.
Like when I'm with Vince, bro, and like there's this person just 1v2ing me and him at the same time, like I feel like Cross right now. That person's cheating. Like
That's just crazy.
I'm getting old, man. I'm getting worse at the game. All I got is to call people cheaters. Come on.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody coming together this Friday. Are we going to be doing this every Friday, or are we doing it?
I'm down.
Fridays,
Friday
I'm actually
me.
pretty chill for me. So, and that way we can let the
We're
12
gonna talk about
marinate.
trials, Cross. How was trials?
Dude, I didn't hardly kill anyone, dude. I played with Pure and Alex today, and oh my god, dude, I mean, everybody just died instantly. So, nutty gamers, man.
But it's working for things. Could be Cross.
But it's Javelin, so you know it's gonna bring out all the PvPers for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully Solstice Ingrams tomorrow though, on a Saturday.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. That's a huge reason why I didn't play today is after my one run, because there's just no Solstice Ingram. So all
Yeah,
right.
we made the video about the Trials machine gun, but I still need to get rolls of the SMG and the grenade launcher, so I'm like tied between both of these. Like, what do I want to do? So.
All right, guys. Well, GG's. Thank y'all so much. To everyone in the stream, thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode of Front to Back. We will see you all again next Friday.
Bye, guys. I mean, y'all. Ew. Bye, y'all.
Later.
Later. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.